Welcome to Meaningful Activities to Generate Interesting Classrooms. Section 3, Part 1, Searching for Alternatives. The ability to think creatively is not a talent only certain people have. It exists and can be developed in everyone. Most of us engage in creative thinking all the time, even though we may not realize it. Please locate page 51, Searching for Alternatives, and notice the quotation at the top of the page. Thinking creatively includes the ability to search for alternatives. Please read the introductory paragraph on page 51. Searching for alternatives involves both critical thinking and creative thinking. It requires asking idea questions and is a form of possibility thinking. It is important to provide students with learning opportunities that require them to look for numerous alternatives. Our next activity does just that and was inspired by Sesame Street's activity, One of These Things Doesn't Belong Here. Please look at the three pictures on page 51 of the betta, dolphin, and clownfish. Which one of the animals shown here doesn't belong with the others, and why? The betta fish is freshwater. The other two are saltwater. The dolphin is capable of sound. The other two are not. The dolphin is gray. The other two are colorful. The dolphin can't be kept in your home. The other two can. The betta has not been in a movie. The dolphin and clownfish have. Please look at the three words on the screen. Which one of the words shown here doesn't belong with the others, and why? Rapid because eat and fast have T's in them. Rapid because it has two syllables. Rapid because the others are antonyms. Eat because the others are synonyms. Rapid because it has two consonants. Fast because it has only one vowel. This strategy could be used if you were teaching multiple meaning words, vowels, syllables, or vocabulary. For the revised activity directions, please go to Canvas, Modules, Section 3, Part 1, Comparing 3 items. You will be placed in small groups to complete this activity. Using the Google Docs provided, examine the 3 items listed for each group. Search for alternatives as you list various ways in which one of the items doesn't belong with the others. Push yourself to search for as many alternatives as you can. Note your ideas and share your alternatives. What insights emerged as you were searching for alternatives? Did you find it easy to come up with a bunch of alternatives? Could you have gone on forever? Did you notice that some people had much more creative alternatives than you were able to generate? Did you notice that once you wrote several down, you just quit thinking? Could you have pushed yourself to find more? Did you think it was engaging because you were working with real items? Please locate page 52, Classroom Connections. How could you use comparing 3 items in your classroom? In science, could you place certain items in a bag and have students categorize them according to specific properties? In science, could you put samples of metals and nonmetals in the baggies and have students see which samples are attracted to magnets? In a study of different civilizations, such as Native Americans, can you put objects, cards, and/or pictures from different tribes in a bag and have students decide which item doesn't belong to a particular tribe? Can you place historical items that relate to certain events in history in a bag and ask students to decide which item doesn't belong? In primary grades, could you put different denominations of money in a bag and have students determine which coin should be eliminated to reach a certain total? When studying types of trees, could you create a bag that has a leaf or needle, a bark sample, and a slice of wood, or could you use pictures of trees, real seeds and cones, and students could analyze what is in the bag, the category of each tree, and answer questions posed. Additional ideas you may want to consider: rocks from different eras that identify a specific location, ingredients that distinguish a certain recipe, rules, plays, uniforms, or equipment that identify a specific sport, battles, leaders, equipment, or events that identify specific wars, tools that identify a trade or a period in history, musical instruments that make up a specific ensemble, musical notes that make up certain sound effects, recipes for a specific type of meal or for differing nutritional needs, verbs of action or adjectives that describe emotion, objects that identify famous people or ordinary people who have done extraordinary things, numbers, number dice, equations, or geometric figures. Please take a look at the activity assets on page 52. Remember, you can make the activity more engaging if you can use real items instead of cards with words. This activity requires students to use both critical thinking, analysis, and creative thinking, unique alternatives. Activities such as this one deepen understanding because students have an opportunity to work with information they have learned in a different way. This activity is a way to make thinking visible and put your students' brains to work. This concludes Section 3, Part 1, Searching for Alternatives. Please continue to Module Section 3, Part 1, Unlocking Creativity, the Power of Debriefing.